How to become rich? A question you ask yourself that you often don't have an answer to. What our generation is witnessing right now is the greatest transfer of wealth in history. I have news for you. That transfer has already begun. In order to grab your share of the cake, you must follow the rules that are followed by 1% of investors. Hello friends, welcome to the new video on the Passive Income Academy channel. My name is Boris, welcome to my channel where you can expect weekly videos related to passive income and make money online strategies. We'll talk about affiliate marketing, dropshipping, drop servicing, CPA marketing, cryptocurrencies, forex trading and investing in index funds and company shares. If this is the content you are interested in, like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There will be some news on the channel soon, so be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out these important updates. You will have the option to access my stock portfolio, but more about this in one of the upcoming videos. Today we're talking about the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. How can we describe the largest wealth transfer? There is no single word or easier way to convey a description. We would present it as a life opportunity. I'm aware that most of you who watch videos on my YouTube channel want to become rich and financially independent. Many people will participate in the $70 trillion chance. Just to get an idea of how much money it is, it would pay not one, not two, but 18 million teacher salaries for the next 70 years. As we've said, this chance refers to the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind, which already began. When I first heard about this information, the logical question I asked was, where does all this money come from? The answer lies in the expression baby boomer. Baby boomer is a term that describes people who were born between 1946 and 1964. It was these people who accumulated huge sums of money. With their age typically comes experience and knowledge, but from them you can hear old school ways of accumulating money that are no longer so usable. Crypto is a game changer, and most boomers still think that the world of cryptocurrency is a scam world. According to previous research, the most affected generation are millennials. They do not buy real estate, they do not buy cars and rarely dare to have families and children and generally do not progress in their lives compared to previous generations due to financial insecurity. However, all this is coming to an end now because it's predicted that by 2042, which means that in the next 20 years, 45 million households will transfer $70 trillion to their heirs. In other words, people from wealthy families will become even richer by inheriting cash, stocks, gold, real estate, and perhaps cryptocurrencies. The harsh but logical conclusion is that more and more boomers will die and pass on their legacy to their descendants, making millennials the richest generation. But now you probably said, Boris, we are not from rich family and we have no inheritance. That's true, but even though you haven't, you can still benefit. Whenever there is a huge exchange of money, there is an opportunity for entrepreneurs and investors. What benefits us is that most millennials do not know how to manage their money, which means they will spend much more. Which means that all we need to do is position ourselves in the right place at the right time to reap the fruits of their irrational spending of money. Did you know that 3 out of 5 football players and 60% of NBA players go bankrupt 5 years after the end of their careers? This information is certainly shocking to everyone, given that they earn tens of millions of dollars during their career and never have to work again for the rest of their lives. And if only a small percentage of that earnings had been invested properly, they would earn $100,000 each year without the option of running out the money. This simply proves that it doesn't matter how much money you are given if you don't know how to manage that money, because if you spend it irrationally, you will end up with nothing. Another amazing fact is that 70% of rich families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% of rich families lose their wealth by the third generation. I think that the best expression to describe this fact is easy come, easy go. When their wealth reaches the third generation, people have no idea and awareness of how difficult it was to actually accumulate that money and acquire that wealth. You have to understand that money is something that is not easy to earn and something that must be valued valued and used wisely. When it comes to creating wealth and making money, research shows that the first $100,000 is the hardest to earn, and the lessons you learn along the way are the most valuable lessons in your life. By implementing this strategy, you can become a millionaire in the process while making a fortune. With the right investment strategy, you will be able to achieve financial freedom and earn constantly every year without ever having to need to do some work. Of course, if you don't want to. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing a strategy that has helped me make a lot of money over the years. The best advice I can always give you is to always do your research before making any financial decision. Step number one is to have a so-called emergency fund. I believe this sounds silly and unnecessary to some at the moment, but as many as 60% of people struggle to recover where unexpected situation occurs, and they have to give a lot of money. For example, if you start investing your money without having an emergency fund, you may be forced to sell your shares, for example, which are currently in the minus, just to raise money to cover running costs. Some optimal level of money that you should have in your emergency fund for unforeseen situations is 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. This can be good if you accidentally lose your job or get sick. Step number two is to pay off high debts. Of course, you can skip this step and go directly to invest your money, but this is not recommended. Why take the risk and not repay the loan for an apartment or car or real estate first, and then embark on investment waters? My advice to you is to make an effort to repay that property or car as soon as possible and then peacefully consider your investment strategy. Here, most people make a mistake and then cannot constantly follow their investment plan, and on the other hand, the loan suffers and the repayment is increasingly delayed. Step number three is to invest in the stock market. If you have, let's say, only $1,000 to start your investment journey, then investing in individual stocks may be the best option. This is a great opportunity to learn how to read financial statements and have fun doing it along the way. A great way to start your investment journey is to grab a free stock provided by broker Freedom24. If you click on the first link in the description of this video, worth up to $1,000. If you can invest a little more each month, then you should create a triple portfolio. It consists of the US index, total stock index, and individual stocks. There are a number of online calculators that can help you calculate with your financial abilities how many years it will take you to reach a figure that will be satisfying to you. We will leave you a link to the calculator pinned in the comment. Also, when it comes to stocks, you will soon have the opportunity to gain access to my personal portfolio, which is not presented on YouTube, but we'll talk about it in one of the upcoming videos. Step number 4 is to buy cryptocurrencies. The earning potential in the crypto world is incredible. What is a good strategy for beginners is to stick to so-called blue chip crypto coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of course, most people find this system boring and want to invest in alternative coins. Our advice is to allocate most of your investment to Bitcoin and Ethereum and then take 10 alternative cryptocurrencies for which you have of course done research and to invest a much smaller amount. Let me tell you right away that 9 out of 10 of those coins will fail you, but one that succeeds has the potential to bring you a lot of money. Of course, the risk is huge, and these are not short-term investments. If you are interested in the cryptocurrency in 2022 and how much we will invest in cryptocurrencies per month, watch the video in the upper right corner of the screen after this video ends. The last step is investing in real estate. According to the market cap, the real estate market is the second largest market in the world after Forex. Owning a property allows you to reap the monthly fruits by renting, but also to feel the increase in capital by increasing the value of the property in which you have carefully invested. It's difficult to get into real estate, and that's why I personally think it's much more important to invest in other investment channels to raise the necessary money to invest in the real estate eventually. That would be all for this amazing video. In the upcoming videos, we will talk about new different ways and strategies to make money online working from your home. Thanks everyone who watched this video. This is the beginning of an interesting and exciting adventure. If you want to be a part of it, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash the like button, because that way we will reach more people and help the YouTube algorithm to rank our video. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell because that way I can send you a notification every time I upload a brand new awesome strategy like this one, so you won't miss out. Make sure to follow us on Instagram because once we reach 1000 followers, I will be giving away $100 PayPal giveaway money. Until the next video, big greetings from our YouTube channel. Cheers!